What's up? What's up? What's up? I am just tapping in really quick while I do my hair. Um, just wanted to do a live about what it looks like to identify your community. Oh, that's the wrong one. I think that it's really important to know who and what community looks like, because I think that um, when you are healing, you do need a sounding board. You do need folks that will allow you to um, be able to vent and talk about stuff, but also give you great feedback and give you supporting feedback and give you feedback that is not going to spiral. Because when you are like healing and you're like starting to have these really difficult conversations, they're just that, they're difficult. And so you don't want to just be having these conversations with any and every old body. Sometimes even people in your family, won't understand. And I think what's really important is it's not just about like, oh, I'm just finding people that I like or people that, mess with me, but it's really about finding people who are educated and who are actually doing the work and who are healing themselves and who have the proper language to hold space for you, to where when you're saying something, that one, they're not just agreeing to every little single thing that you say, but they're giving you correction in love, and they're not saying things or correcting you in a way that will make you feel less than or feel like, traumatized all over again. Like, why did I even tell this person anything? Why did I even say anything to this person? Um, and, that can be very discouraging, and it's also not productive. So I think that identifying who your community is, folks that, like I said, know the language, know um, that they're intimately doing the work, which is, it also takes me back to just even people doing healing work or saying that they're hosting healing facilitations, um, should be people who are working on themselves. And I think that's most of the time what brings people or healers to the work, is that you're doing healing work on yourself and you're finding and discovering that, hey, like I actually am better, I'm different, I'm changing, I'm growing. And then you have that medicine to give to others, to support others in their healing journey. And I think that's, really what it um, looks like when it comes to healing. And so um, it's important that, you know, um, like I said, everybody who got something to say to me, I'm not always open. Certain people who I know, who love, care about me, who I know are doing the work, who aren't going to say something that is ego based, who isn't going to say something that is biased, who's going to look at the situation in total and in whole and say, well, Britt, where can you be better? Where can you, come to the situation? Or do you think that you can um do you think you can change your approach, or do you think you could say it differently, or do you think you could, it's just little things that they would coach you through, that doesn't it's not gonna put lighter fluid on the flames. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna ignite the fire, because there's some folks that'll say stuff and they'll be like, no, they was wrong and you was right and da 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 da, and not thinking about it critically, not thinking about, what traumas you may be bringing to the table or what they may be bringing to the table, and just trying to get the best results for everyone involved, for all parties involved. Um, and, you know, I think that I am very protective when it comes to um, just certain conversations, and the way that I approach people in conversation, because not everyone's ready to have like a whole full on healing and accountability conversation. Not everybody's ready for that. And honestly, it's a waste of my time. It's a waste of my energy to, like, I can give information. I can give information in a way to where like whether that be through music or through different healing modalities like sound healing, and like the ways that I tap into different healing modalities. I can give people tools and I can make it accessible for people. But as far as like personal conversations and personal like development and relationships, not everybody's ready to develop the relationship like you want the relationship to be developed. And so sometimes you have to leave people where they're at and just continue your journey, continue your work. And then if that person is showing that they're doing the work or they're learning the language, because that's the thing, it's like when you're healing, you have to educate yourself. You can't just be like, oh, I'm healing, I'm going to this, I'm going to that. And you're not learning new language, you're not learning words that are safe for people, words that are, or just even just the way that you show up in a space. Like like if you're showing up in a space with an attitude, and instead of coming at it in I don't like to say the word humble, but like there should be humility present. Like you should have humility when you're approaching someone, and especially when you're having a difficult conversation, and also not assuming that you know someone and that you know who they are at that point in their life, and allowing people to advocate and say what they want for themselves. I don't need anyone that I don't know personally or doesn't know me to tell me anything about how I am going about my healing journey, because I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't know you well enough. I have not seen the work that you're doing as far as the healing work that you're doing on yourself. I don't know what type of conversations you're having in community and who you're going back to and talking to. So not everyone is welcome in a space of giving correction or giving advice or giving just input in general, especially if you don't know me. And I think, even with society nowadays, we have like social media and all these different things, and we got like healers and stuff like on TikTok and stuff, and people vibrating certain frequencies through the phone and stuff like that. And it's like, if I don't know that person and if I don't know exactly what they be doing on a day-to-day basis, they could be up in the kitchen conjuring up some evil ass shit and be vexing and hexing the hell out of me all through social media, and I ain't never even met this person in my life. And so I think it's important to be careful about who not only are you going to for guidance, but who also, when certain people, try to have an opinion or to say something, you have to know when to shut stuff down and be like, no, you don't know me. You have no idea who I am. You have no idea where I've come from, how much I've grown. You don't know me, and I don't see the work that you're doing, and I am not intimate with you in relationship enough to where I know that, oh no, I trust that what she said, it was delivered with love and with with tenderness and care. And so, like I said, not everybody, I don't want to hear everybody's opinion. I don't want to hear people's opinion who don't know the work that I've done on myself, who don't continuously investigate where I am as a woman, a healer, a mother, an artist, a community member. I think the people who are close to me and in proximity to me, they see the work that I'm doing, right? Because we're around one another. We have intimate relationship, and they can see like, oh no, I know Brittany doesn't mean it like this, or I know where she's coming from, or I know what she meant to say, or I know where she's at right now. I know that she's struggling with this or that. So I can be informed in how I approach her. I can be informed on how I say things to her, when I say things to her, where I say things to her. And if someone does not have that level of care, then there's a boundary there. There's a boundary, and you don't get to talk to me. You don't get to tell me. You don't get to tell me nothing. You don't, because that is how the harm continues to happen. And like I said before, it's not productive. I'm not having conversations with people who are here and I'm here, and you're still not even trying to be accountable. You're still in a place where You haven't done any of the work, you haven't done any of the healing work, and it's like, yes, I want you to heal, but I had to realize that it's not my responsibility to heal everybody. It's not my responsibility to pull everybody and drag everybody with me and say, come on y'all, we healing together. I gotta focus on myself. I am a mother, I am a daughter, a community member, a friend, a sister. Like, I have all these responsibilities to show up in different spaces. And so in order to maintain sustainability, and in order to maintain peace within my heart and within my mind, I have to make sure that I'm choosing my battles wisely. Yes, there are some conversations that need to be had. There are some conversations that I know this other person that I have to have this difficult conversation with, that they're doing their work, right? They're doing their work. So when we have a conversation and, because we're human, something happens or something is said that may possibly strike a chord, I know that this person is going to respond out of love, and that there will be grace between the two of us, and that we'll be able to say things to each other in a way that's not harmful and that is not creating more and more trauma. And so, yeah, I think that it was really important that I said that today. And I've just been thinking about the fact that I have this page. So there are people on this page that may possibly know me, or may know, uh, people that I know. And this is a space where I am being transparent. I'm not asking anyone for their input on me as a person, because I have professional people that I can go to for that, and I also have friends and family that care and love me, and that I have evidence of their love for me. And so those are the people that I seek counsel from. Those are the people that I feel safe enough to ask, hey, was I wrong? Should I have approached that differently? Those are the type of people that I'll accept that type of constructive criticism from. But that's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. And I think, anyone that cannot adhere to that, or anyone that wants to cross those boundaries, or thinks that they, can just insert themselves in things that they haven't worked for. Because if you haven't worked for someone's respect, you haven't worked for someone's love, you haven't proved that you are well enough to speak to me, then you don't get to. Because I have to protect myself. I have to protect my mind. I have to protect my body. I have to protect my spirit. And so I don't have conversations with just any old body surrounding healing. Yes, I can share my story. Yes, I can bear witness to others' struggles, and I can look at other people's struggles, and we can have conversations about what it looks like for us to heal. But what I am never going to do on this page ever is tell somebody else what they should be doing. Everything that I'm talking about is from my lens, it's from my experiences. And I literally always say, I am not like the person to refer to for like, oh, she's like the person that is like a healer. She's, everybody know that she's a healer. I don't want nobody listening to me and me solely. I really just hate the whole like leader term. I just think that everybody should be thinking for themselves. And so what I really want to stress is that people have discernment for themselves, and that they have intuition, and they learn to trust themselves. Because people will tell you so much shit about yourself, and they don't even know you. You're literally the person that has spent the most time with yourself. You know the work you've done, you know the hours you've cried, you know how many times you've been depressed, sad, stressed, angry, frustrated, and nobody can tell you how you should be showing up in that experience if they have not taken the time to, one, heal and work and grow on themselves, and if they haven't taken the time to actually get to know where you are in your journey in that present moment. No one should just be giving you advice or spewing out things that they think that you should be doing, and nobody should be commenting on that without asking and making sure that it's a safe space to do that. If you're going to have an input on what someone should be doing with their life, or as a person or as a member in the community, one, you should be asking. And honestly, if you're in a relationship with that person, you don't have to ask, because you'll know that I know I could say something to them, because I know that we're a community and they know that I love them, and I'm going to approach this in the most loving way. And if you can't do that, then you need to sit down and be quiet and go do your own work and heal yourself. So I just think that it's really important that that we as people who are trying to heal know that, because you might, okay, like say you're healing, right? Say you got a tumultuous relationship with your mom, and you have a conversation with your friends who are like healed and who are doing the work themselves, and then you go back to that person, right, that you're trying to have this really hard conversation with, and you're like, I need to talk about this, and da 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 da, and then y'all just end up getting in this really, really, really big argument. And that's because y'all haven't done the work yet. And it's probably not time for you to be having that conversation with them. You probably need to wait. And sometimes you might never have that conversation with them, because they might never get to a point to where you can have a healthy, safe conversation where no one is being harmed. And so, you know, and I think it can really set you back. Just the energy that you have to output talking to somebody who really ain't doing the work, who's really not, and who really don't know you like that, and who really is not trying to approach situations in a loving, very careful and well thought out and educated way, is harmful. It's really harmful. And so I think about that for myself. And I think about how I have had to remove myself from a lot of situations that I was putting too much of my voice into. And I realized how I have harmed people, saying like, oh, you should do this, or you need to do that, or, you know, this and that, and like giving input where I don't even have an intimate enough relationship with this person to be giving them advice or saying anything about their life or what they're doing. That is for someone that cares for them, that is loving on them, and someone who is in intimate relationship. And I'm not talking about intimate like, you know, significant other relationships, but intimacy, as far as like, I am praying for you. I am thinking about you. I have been healing with you. We have broke bread together. We are in community. We have conversations. We are updating each other on where we are mentally and spiritually in our lives. That type of intimacy is necessary. It's absolutely necessary. And if you aren't intimate with a person like that, then you need to keep your opinions to yourself. Because it's not that it's always harmful, but educate yourself. Educate yourself on the right things to say. Educate yourself on what's safe. What's safe. And the educational part takes time. So just keep your comments to yourself, and, you know, go do your work. Go do your work. And then once you're doing your work, and then you're able to see with new eyes, and eyes that are prioritizing everyone's well-being, then I think it's not just about that, but it's also, like I said, developing developing a relationship with people. So you can identify community by people that you are in intimate relationships with, people that take the time to get to know you, people that take the time to check on you, people that take the time to ask you how you're doing, and not just say it out of customs, but to say it and actually want to know how you are doing. People that have cried with you, people who have shared and been vulnerable with you about things that they're going through, people that pray for you, that pray with you. I think those are all things that help us to identify community. People that, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, we always talk, we all, you know, because I have friends that I don't have to talk to all the time, but, you know, when we talk, it's like, you know, we just getting right back to where we left off, and I can share whatever I need to share with them. And I feel safe. I don't feel like, do I want to tell them this? Because I don't know if they're about to be going behind my back talking and saying stuff to other people, or if they're going to take what I'm saying out of context, or just if this person actually knows where I'm coming from for real, because we're always changing. We're always changing. So somebody that knew me a year ago, you don't know me now. You don't. You don't know who I am. You don't know um, my purpose, the things that change in me on a daily basis when it comes to motherhood, sisterhood, uh, just all the different things. You don't know me. If you were friends with me a year ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and then you just pop in with random advice or random opinions or random um just inputs on who I am, you don't know me. And so I think be careful with people who just pop in and say, first of all, I think it's really important that one, you're in spaces that show you exactly the type of language that should be used when you're investigating healing work. Like when you're doing deep healing work and you're trying to figure out, how do I do this and what should I do? I think it's really important that you're around people that are experts, or if it's not experts, like a community that you see that their values are aligned with your values, right? So you get around people who are educated in how to process all the things that we're going through, whether it be stress, depression, grief, all these different things, right? You get an idea of what it looks like. And I always mention Dr. Tama, because for one, she just has so much, like you could literally scroll through her Spotify, through her YouTube, and look at different scenarios, like what it looks like to grow up with a mother-daughter wound, what it looks like to be a people pleaser. And she gives you the language that you need to identify the problems that you have, or the struggles that you are working through. And so once you're able to identify that, then you're able to also learn language that helps you to, one, express exactly what it is that you're going through and what it is that you're working through or growing through. And then you're also able to know that when other people are talking to you, if they're being harmful and if they're using language and saying things that really don't align with the way that you heal. And um, yes, there are different healing modalities. Yes, there are a lot of different healing modalities. But when it comes to healing, um, I feel like it should always look the same, right? People that are safe, people that are in community with you and healing with you, um, they may be kind, but they may be firm. Just being kind doesn't always mean that they're not going to hold you accountable. It may be kindness, but it also may show up as firmness. Um, they are truthful. They are truthful, honest. They are vulnerable. Vulnerability is something that really, and not somebody being so vulnerable that they just dumping hella trauma on you and they just telling you all kind of crazy stuff and making you relive your trauma again. But when the time permits, or when you guys are reflecting and you're bearing witness to one another's struggles and challenges, they're able to say, yeah, I went through that too. I went through blah 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 blah, and it makes sense. But vulnerability to me is like a big piece when I am deciphering who I'm safe with and who I can actually have hard conversations with. Because if you can't be vulnerable, I don't know, I just feel like you a lie. I feel like you a lie. And, you know, everybody has things that we're working on. People have things that, um, we need to grow through. I definitely have mine, which is why I'm even doing the work that I'm doing, because I went through a lot of stuff and, really wanted to just change my life for the better. And so I think that everybody is taking me so long to do this hair. It's like not curling up like that, like how I want it to. But it's I'm I'm doing the work, but I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. And so when I'm not being perfect, I have to learn how to be transparent and say what it is, that the area that I'm wrong in. But like I said, you can't just trust anybody with your vulnerability, because sometimes people will abuse your vulnerability. And why are you screaming? You need attention? All right, I'm almost done. Um, but yeah, people will use your vulnerability and then bring it up in an argument later, or tell somebody else and say something, hella out of line, like, yeah, you said that you did this and you used to be doing this and you used to be doing that. And it's like, shut the hell up. I ain't like that no more. That's shit that I did 3-4 years ago. I don't be doing that no more. And if you can't see me for who I am and who I'm becoming, then like I said, you're not safe and you're not within my community, and you're not somebody that I want to share my most vulnerable moments with. And you're also not someone that I feel safe enough receiving any type of input from you on how I govern myself. So I think that, we got to be careful. We have to be careful. And we also have to step into our power and learn how to tell people, no, I don't need your input. I have my community. I have my family. I have folks that I trust. I have folks that I can go to, and that when I'm vulnerable, they hear me, and that I'm safe, and that the things that I'm vulnerable about are safe with that person. And they're here to help me. They're here to help me. And sometimes people can absolutely want to help you, but they don't know how. And so if you don't know how to help somebody, and if you ain't doing the work yourself, then sit down and be quiet, and allow that person to do their work and their processing themselves. Because it's, like, just like I'm not about to sit up here and, there are people who I see, and I'm like, I want to help them. Or like, even sometimes in my family, like, I'll be like, okay, we need to be doing better in this area. But I just be having to sit down and be quiet, because it's like, you're barely making it. You're on your own healing journey. You're trying to get yourself together. And so let them do their own thing. Let them heal however they're going to heal, and just be an example. Just be hopefully like an inspiration, and hopefully somebody that is modeling how to do the work, how to show up in community in a safe way. And then hopefully they'll be inspired, and they'll see the work and the growth that you're doing, and they'll be like, you know what, they doing the work. You know what, now let's tap in. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about some things. Let's talk about some stuff that I may see or whatever. But like I said, I only allow a certain group of people to have input and feedback on me, because if you open yourself up to everybody's feedback and everybody's opinion about you, it will be never ending. So this is me saying that, yeah, I don't care about everybody's opinion. It's only a certain few people opinion that I care about, and who I trust, and who I know that they're educated, they're doing the work. Okay, I gotta get off because my son is being a streaker. But yeah, that is my 2 cents for today. I know that there are people that are on this page that may have been here when this page was a relationship page, and if some of the stuff that I'm saying doesn't resonate with you, I just, just, you don't have to look, you don't have to follow, you don't have to subscribe, because I'm going to speak my truth. I'm going to continue to say exactly what it is that I want to say, because this is my platform now. And I'm going to speak my truth. It's been so long that my tongue has been tied, and that I haven't been able to speak, and that I've been so confused and so flustered and frustrated that I could not speak, that the words just wouldn't come out the way that I needed them to come out. And I was, having so many conversations with people that I now know that I couldn't trust with my healing, who I couldn't trust them to hold everything that is me and everything that I've been through, everything that I went through. And no one should. You should not be allowing people to handle all it is that you went through. It's precious. It's sacred. The things that I went through are sacred. And to share them with someone who is not in community and who does not love me the way that I deserve to be loved can be very harmful. So I hope that that's something that we can all take away, and that we can learn that no, don't tell them nothing. Like, and when they tell you something, take it with a grain of salt, because they don't know you. They don't know you. They don't love and care for you like you deserve to be loved and cared for. And so don't allow other people's thoughts and opinions to dictate your healing journey. Wait until you find community. Wait until you find the people that love and care about you, who are educated in how to heal, who are trauma informed, who know the language, who practice it themselves. And if they don't, then you know what to do. You need to look for what someone that is. You need to look for that. You need to be on the search for that. And you'll know. Trust your own intuition. Don't allow people to dictate your life. Don't allow people to tell you what you need to do and what you don't need to do. You should be feeling that in your heart. You should be feeling that in your spirit. Your ancestors, God should be talking to you and telling you how to move and which way to go and which things to do and which things not to do. But we have to learn how to trust ourselves. We can't allow people to be telling us how we should be when they don't really know us, and they don't really love and care about us. So that's it. That's all I got to say today. I'll be back tomorrow. Peace and blessings, and thanks for watching this live.